What's up, traders? This is going to be a recap for Monday, February 7th. I just had to put on a shirt to do this recap because I've been in front of my screen all day. Literally haven't even put on a shirt since I got out of the shower during lunch. So it has been a crazy, crazy afternoon. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we've been looking at. Today, what did I finish up today? We were up 243 on the day. Most of it was thanks to fun, so I'll take a look at that chart with you. And then DWAC, MARA, CFVI, NVCT, all of these stocks that ripped like almost 100% today, I lost on. So we're going to look at those too, because that was a pretty piss poor performance on that. Now, I was in front of the screen all day today, and I only made $250, so that's a little disappointing. If I'm going to be in front of the screen for the entire day, I want to be making at least $400. First one I want to look at is, well, let's just take a look at fun really quick, because this is the one that I made most of my money on. And just notice where I traded fun today. You can see these were just hyper scalps. This is my bread and butter strategy. Here's actually the trader view on it. So this is just for fun today. Literally the stock fun, right? And I was 18-3 on it, 78% win rate. My winners were larger on average than my losers. Largest winner $80, largest loser $27. Profit factor of basically 7. So I traded fun really, really well today. And I actually sized down on it at the end of the day, which is unfortunate because this run right here, I made about the same that I made this morning. I probably got about like 6 cents on it here. And that was with 1,000 or 2,000 shares a pop, and here it was with 4,000. So should have kept my good size on. That was a mistake. I just wanted to protect profits into the afternoon. But notice where I'm taking these trades all at the high of day. I'm only scalping those high of day breaks when I see strength. I'm doing it into large orders on Bookmap. So this was picture perfect. It was a great trading on that. Let's take a look at some of these swings. CFVI, this is painful. This is really painful. Let me just zoom in here. Beautiful setup, right? Beautiful setup, spike, sell off. Okay, we're right back at the high of day. On the daily chart, we had a nice breakout. So we're at the high of day, which is about 1580. 1580 is going to be right up here. So this looked like prior. It looked like it had, we didn't have this daily wick. It had wicked up to 16 and then sold off. And we were right back up right around 1580. And that's when I started looking for trades for basically this move. Why I took this off so early, I have no idea. I don't know what's thinking. So this sells off, and I maybe just got stopped out. I don't know what that trade was. Maybe I was scalping it. I don't know. This trade, though, I was in it for the long haul. I had a stop below here. I said, look, we're coming back up to this high. This should be where we go. We went over the high. We wicked over it, and then we came back down, and I sold. We wicked over the high, came back down, and I sold it for like a 15-cent profit, and then watched it immediately go back up to the high. It wasn't even break even, Like, there's no reason for me to be selling that. I should be holding this the entire way. I should be adding to this position, if anything. I should be adding over this high right here. As we consolidate here, I should be adding here, which I did do. I bought 100 shares. Scrolling over right here, and then I just partialed out like 10 cents away. Even though this is in a huge uptrend, I partialed out here. And then as we started to see extension, this is where I would have sold, right here. And yeah, I would have missed out on a little bit more here, but this is where I should have sold. This is where we had that range extension, that blow off action. And then just how far we are away from this initial breakout, that's where it makes the most sense to sell. And if we had taken out these lows here, I probably would have sold as well. So that's where my stop would have been if I had held for this move right there. So a little disappointed on CFVI, but yeah, lots of good action on CFVI. NVCT, we had some great action on. I tried to hold some shares in after hours for an after hours run. Didn't work out, sold them right there. I think that was like a $6 loss, maybe. Tried to scalp this one near the high of day, didn't have much success on it. there weren't many great swing setups unless you just like bought somewhere in here, or you bought, I don't know, somewhere in here as volume started to die out. I don't know, these aren't my types of setups. I much rather see a chart like CFVI, like this chart. This is a much nicer chart to trade, to swing, in my opinion. DWAC, I traded DWAC and just tried to scalp this one at the lows. And this was, in hindsight, it was the right idea. I thought that this was going to go back to the highs. I liked this pullback, and I said, look, if we get a sell-off here, I'm gonna buy it, assuming that this is just stopping out all the people who just bought this candle, this 1 minute candle that embodied the prior red candle. Figured, okay, we got lots of stops below here, and sure enough, we did. I bought a little too early though. Like, why was I buying here? And I had to stop right below this pivot, which makes sense, I think. But really, that's where I should have been buying. That's where I should have been buying. My stop should have been down here. So, yeah, just a bit of a mistake there. And yeah, you can see what happened. The rest is history there. What else? What else did I buy? I think I went for a trade on BABA at one point, as it looked like it was going to start to break down. We had this wedgie thing, like that, on BABA, and it just, this right when it started to break down, I shorted at 50 shares, and my stop on this was going to be right above 1480. I mean, it was a tight stop. It was a really tight stop, and that scared me, the fact that the stop was so tight. But it just felt like this was where it needed to break down, and it was perfect. I mean, it broke down. Why I covered here, I have no idea. Like, this little wick failed to go, then we had this wick, and so I covered there. Actually, I don't even think we got to that green wick. I don't even think I got to that green wick. It was literally this tiny wick that spooked me out. So just like total paper hands on some of these trades, and really disappointing, because look at that. I had about 20 cents of risk, and this thing went from 60 cents down to 80 cents. So, well, actually it was lower than that. It went from 60 to 60. So it was about $1 move, top to bottom. Would I have held for that whole thing? Probably not. But regardless, I mean, I probably would have, if I had to pick a spot to buy, to cover my shares, in hindsight, it would have been right here on this blow off candle. We got a nice wick on a blowout, on a range extension candle. That's probably the place to take your profit. Yeah, so that's my day. I mean, my swing trading was pretty bad. Oh yeah, there was one more on AMC. And this one was actually my best trade, which is sad, right? Came down into a range. It was at a daily level. Let's take a look at the 5 minute over here on AMC. I bought it, what was this, 1530? Let's take a look at the 15 minute over here on the big chart. So 1530 was a spot. We had a couple wick highs at 1530, so I said, look, I'm going to take a shot. We had some signs of a reversal, or at least slowing momentum on the downside, and we had just been kind of grinding lower all day. Lower low, not lower low, lower low, lower low, and this one didn't go much lower, and then we had this big green candle. So that, I mean, actually, I didn't wait for that sign. I didn't wait for that sign to get in. I just kind of thought, well, 1530, it's a decent spot. We'll see if it can hold. I think my stop was somewhere right below 1520, so I got pretty close to being stopped out here. Then I added on this, looking for a move back up to 1550. It was literally 1 cent away. Literally 1 cent away. I would have partialed out half probably here, and then I was going to target, I think, 1563 for the rest. And then I just ended up stopping out at break even as it came back down. And good thing I did, because it went much lower on the day. But all in all, yeah, so I got to work on the swings for sure. That is where I can improve the most. And to be, truth be told, like, this wasn't that bad on the swings. What did we have? We were probably down like 30, 40 bucks on the swings. NVCT, I would keep an eye on this one. NVCT held its gains the best of all the stocks. I mean, now, just taking a look at the SPY today, into the end of the day, huge sell-off, and a huge sell-off into an area that I'd pointed out in the pre-market in our stream this morning. If we look at let's look at a 30-minute chart. I said, look, we've had this consolidation on the SPY, right? These are the lows. Then we bounced. Then we've put in this low. And we've got a couple wicks, wick lows down here. 455.75. And I don't think this is showing post-market action, but there was, or post-market and pre-market, there were some bounces that took place right at this level. So if I enabled pre-market, you'd see a little bit more, I think. And I said, look, this area is where we need to hold. And we did. We put in a nice wick there today. So we also probably trapped a lot of shorts. This move at the end of the day was pretty gnarly. And a lot of people who were probably playing the breakout had really bad positioning. They got flushed out. And then there was just no support on the way down. And we flushed down to the low of day. We bounce off that level. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, but it's very possible that there were shorts that got involved here, and they're going to get stopped out tomorrow. That could fuel a rally higher. We had an inside day on the SPY, so look for a breakout tomorrow, one way or another. I don't know if it's going to be up or down. Who knows? Who knows where we go? But be on the lookout for that. DWAC at the end of the day, massive sell-off. This was grinding higher all day. It looked like it was going to get to $100. Real close to 100. I think everybody was gunning for it. I think that was the prize in everybody's eyes. And well, you could see what happened to them. They got a huge batch of coal down to $80, and this happened so quickly. This is a 5-minute chart, but if I go over to a 1-minute chart, I mean, look at that. From 96 to 88 in 3 minutes. It was a nasty sell-off, and then continued down to 80, and that was all within about 10 minutes. But regardless, the momentum, we saw a flash of momentum today. DWAC, CFVI, I mean, this one gave back a lot of its gains in the end of the day, actually closed below this level, this breakout level. I think that this has a lot of room to bounce tomorrow. I would watch for a bounce here on CFVI. I think we might go a bit lower, but I think we've got a lot of room up here to bounce, especially up to, let's see, at least I would say 1630, 1650. This area looks ripe for a bounce. So watch for that tomorrow. And what else? I traded Mara too. Let's take a look at that chart. Mara, this is a Bitcoin stock. Every time this stock runs, it just grinds higher. So I was hoping that would be the case today. There was VWAP right here. I don't have VWAP on this chart, but VWAP was right here. And I figured we were going to get a bounce here. I was just a little too late to buy this dip. And this would have been a great dip entry. My stop would have been somewhere probably down here, expecting a bounce at VWAP. And that would have been easy 2-to-1. And then in this case, like when we ripped back up to the highs, 100% retracement really quick, that signals to me that there's a reversal. So I'm looking to buy any dip at that point. And as soon as we take out this candle low or even come close to it, I know that that's not a true reversal and I'm out of the trade. So I took a, I don't know, $17 loss there. But in hindsight, I still think it was a good trade, right? If this would have consolidated and we held this trend line or something like that, and then had a high day break, this could have gone on for a while. This would have been a really nice trade. So, you take your shots. It is what it is. Anywho, guys, that's going to be it for today. Nice day on fun. Good start to the week. $250. We're going to take it. Hopefully this market starts to heat up. We had some runners today, so we'll see if this fire can keep going. Anywho, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. If you enjoyed it, of course. If you didn't, hit that downvote button. I won't be offended. It's all right. I'll just get better. All right, guys. Take it easy. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Peace out.